Hey guys, any of you guys that own a Zino, whenever you power up your Zino, does it ever sound like this, the gimbal? Has almost an electronic sound to it. Just curious if anybody else's gimbal does that or if that's just mine. Hey guys, my name's Dwayne. Welcome to my YouTube channel called Turning Stones. Today, I'd like to talk to you just briefly about the Hubsan Zino gimbal, specifically on my unit. I'm not sure if anybody else has had this issue, but this is why I made this video, because I want to kind of see if anybody else has. It's happened since the day I powered it up. Like many of you, I actually waited quite a while before I unboxed the Zino, watched hours of videos until my internet usage went over for the month. But I wanted to make sure I kind of understood the Zino, and I did know that there was some problems, and I understood that, but it seemed like it would be a fun quadcopter if everything works right. I like to rock hunt, so my plan was to use it in my rock hunt, on my rock hunt sites, as aerial footage. But the problem I have, and it doesn't happen all the time, it happens occasionally, but it does happen 9 out of 10 times, is two things. My two problems I actually have with the Zino. The first problem was the picture had some jello effects in it. And I noticed it would get better as the temperature would go up. Because when I first started the Zino, it was probably about 20 degrees Fahrenheit. And maybe even a little colder and very, well, not very windy, but it was fairly windy. But with the cold temperatures and the wind chill, then that just adds that much more pressure on the Zino. But anyway, what I was noticing is some jello effects occasionally in my videos. And another thing I would notice is when I would power up the Zino, I would hear like a little frequency hum. You know, I could hear it with my ears, and if I adjust the gimbal, sometimes it would go away. I didn't know if this was something that was normal. So this is what I wanted to share. I'm going to try to power up the Zino. I've got my phone not connected to the remote, but the app is ready. I watched a lot of videos like many of you, and I read many of your comments, and for me it works. I power up the Zino, I power on the controller, and once they connect, then I go ahead and I have my app already here, and I just plug in my wire here, my cable, and it sees it. And I'm using an Android Samsung 6. But first thing I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to power up the Zino to see if the gimbal makes this particular sound, and hopefully my microphone will catch it. There's a hum. Sounds like it's a frequency hum. Hopefully, sometimes if I move it, it'll go away. I'll even try to bring it up to this camera. Now it just went away. The hum did. So, that's my dilemma, Hubsan, and anybody else. Now it's started back up again. So, I was wondering if that frequency didn't have something to do with the jello effects I'm getting. My gimbal and everything seems to properly work. Let's power it up here. Power my transmitter on. Takes a second. I'm in a metal building. Not that that would have anything to do. They should still connect, and they did. So I go ahead, before I plug it in, as I get the enter main interface. Go ahead and plug that baby in. There we got it. wants me to bind it. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and record it. All right. Now we're starting the recording. Sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to bind it. We're binding it. Sometimes the frequency will quit. Nope. Wants to do GPS accuracy. It's not going to get much GPS in here. The fact that I'm in a metal building. Said there's not good enough to support the aircraft, obviously, because I'm in a building. But again, that sound periodically stops. Now it's stopped again. Now let me try to adjust the gimbal. Yep. Gimbal adjusts just fine. Go ahead into record mode. Now we're recording. I'll give you a little tour. Sound started again. I don't know if this mic picks it up. And it stopped. So these are just kind of giving you a 4K view from the Hubsan drone of some of the rocks I collect. These are all rocks that have been, in my opinion, modified by the earliest man possible. Before they learned how to read and write, probably over 5,500 years ago or longer. You may see faces. But anyway, let's see what the Zino catches. Can the Zino see now this particular one here is what I call a field and stream rock. It reminds me of the head of a dog, a hunting dog, and two fish in the middle. I call that guy Smiley. So, we'll turn the old Zino here around. I'll go ahead and stop the recording. Now, as soon as I stopped the recording and the DU recorder, that hum started again. I don't know if I can bring it. It's very touchy. I can touch the Zino and the hum goes away. So it's kind of freaky. Like I said, I haven't had any problems with the blanking out or doing anything else. The only thing I've had some jello effects and that humming sound, that frequency, like almost like when your refrigerator kicks in, it's just got a little hum. And it does appear to be in the gimbal itself. I guess gimbal camera, whatever you want to call it. But I just want to tell you, I do love the Zino, and I'm looking forward to more updates, firmware updates. I had a few issues with 047, and I went to 046, and my quad seemed to be much stabler. Still had some issues floating to the one side, but it was a lot more stabler, especially in windier conditions. At least my quad was. And it could have a lot can have to do with conditions around you, how well your quad may fly, what type of Wi-Fi signals you're getting. Now, for me, and I don't know about anybody else, but a lot of people, I did this the very first time, they'll go in and they'll go ahead and set the transmitter to the aircraft, where you go in and you see the Hubsan Zino and you connect to it. But one thing that I've learned, and I read this on a few groups, is once you do that the first time, after that, you don't have to do that. You don't turn your Wi-Fi on at all, your phone, and once you get your transmitter connected, it should always connect. You shouldn't have, well, it connected today and yesterday, but now it won't connect tomorrow. It shouldn't be that way. So anyway, that's just my opinion. I'm still learning a lot about this particular quadcopter. I hope to take it out on some of my rock hunting expeditions. And real quickly, I would just like to throw out a few shout outs because, again, I watched hours of video. And I'd like to shout out Ron Brown, Idaho Sledhead, Quadcopter 101, J Drone, Dustin Dunno, RC Sailors, Christopher Wade, and I know there's more. And another YouTuber that has a Zino, Jeremy Adams, he tipped me off that he had some jello effects, and he reflashed all his firmware and it seemed to do the trick. So as soon as the temperature gets a little better and I can get back out and test my Zino, if it's still doing the jello effects, then I'm going to get that information and do that. So again, my name's Dwayne. Thank you for watching this short little video of my problem. And if you have any problems with yours similar, please comment. Or if it's something that's just normal on some of these, I don't think it is. I know Idaho Sledhead, that's his YouTube handle. He had reached out to me and he said he never had that problem with his Zino. And he mentioned maybe I should call customer service. And I'm really afraid to do that because I know Hubsan's having some issues right now. So I think it would take me forever to get my Zino back. And I'm really looking forward to getting out and doing some aerial shots with it. So again, a big shout out to those guys. Please subscribe to their channels. Please subscribe to my channel. And I hope to have some better videos in the future with the Zino. And if you want to learn a little bit more about prehistoric rock art, subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.